Hi, this is Nathan Hannum. I'm going to explain to you how to properly change your car's oil. So first you're going to gather what tools you will need. You'll need a car jack, jack stands, a shallow pan or a bucket, appropriate size wrench or socket and ratchet for the drain plug, an oil filter wrench if your filter is too tight, a funnel, and some rags. You're going to need to know what type of oil and what size filter your car needs. Check to make sure that your new filter will match your old one, either using the book at the parts store. It's the best way to do it, and when you get to actually changing the oil, take a good look at it, make sure it's the same size. Choosing oil, synthetic oil is superior to organic. It lasts much longer and provides better protection for your engine. Most cars will use a 5W30 for the winter or a 10W30 for the summer. That refers to the thickness of the oil. Some newer cars will use thinner oil like a 5W20. And if your car has high mileage, you might want to look into a high mileage or a little bit thicker than normal. First, you want to jack up the car. And this is very important to be safe. You want to find a very level surface. Use the correct lift points on the car, which is usually on the underneath the side sill, or if your car has a good radiator support, you can use that to jock the entire front up at once. Always use jack stands. Let the car down slowly on the proper lift points. Never ever work under a car only supported with the jack. Always use jack stands. Alright, now we're going to drain the oil. Locate the drain plug. You're going to want to remove the filler cap on the top of the engine. Put your bucket or your oil or your pan underneath of the oil pan, and then using the appropriate size wrench, don't use a pair of pliers or anything, use a wrench or a ratchet. Remove the drain plug, and when that's done draining, make sure you wipe the plug well and the oil pan and any spills that you have. Replace the drain plug and tighten to appropriate torque. Usually cars are 10 to 14 foot-pounds of torque, which is basically hand tight. You get it tight enough, and then if you just use 2 or 3 fingers on the wrench and pull on that, that'll be tight enough. Alright, now we're going to replace the oil filter. If the oil filter has been installed properly, you should be able to get it off with your hand. Place the pan now under the oil filter and loosen the filter. If it's too tight, you'll need a filter wrench, and sometimes even that. If it's on there really tight, you can actually just use a chisel or a screwdriver, puncture the old filter, and use that to turn it. When that's done draining, wipe the excess oil off of the engine where it goes on, and then put a small amount of new oil on the new filter ring. And then when you install it on, twist it until it just touches, and then you're going to want to turn it 3/4 of a turn beyond that point, and that will be tight enough. Alright, now we're going to add new oil. You're going to want to check your owner's manual or for the correct oil capacity for your car. Use a funnel so you don't spill, and don't add the full amount first. Add up to about 1/2 of a quart of the final capacity, as there may be some oil residue still in the engine. Then check the oil level and top it off as needed from there. Start the engine and allow it to reach a normal operating temperature, and then stop the engine and check the oil level again and add as needed. And then also check for leaks, make sure the oil filter is warm and tight and the drain plug isn't leaking, all that stuff. Alright, now when we're finishing up, you're going to wipe any spills off of your engine and the floor. Jack the car up a little bit, take your jack stands out and let the car down slowly. You're going to put all the old oil back into whatever container you use to get the oil, or some other container, but do not throw oil in the trash. It's an environmental hazard. Just take it to an auto parts store and they'll dispose of it properly. And after you've driven the car for a little bit, maybe 100 miles, make sure you check the oil level again and for any leaks and whatnot. Alright, and that wraps it up. Have fun, be safe, and now you can change your own oil. Thank you.